Okay, welcome to the October 20th Clifton Park Town Board meeting. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Stephanie, if you call the roll.
Councilman Borelli?
Present.
Councilwoman Reed? Present. Councilwoman Here? Councilwoman Waller? Supervisor Graham?
Here, entertain a motion to approve Town Board meeting minutes of 10:06.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Communications and announcements.
Yeah, I have a couple.
Mr. Morelli?
Yeah, I have a couple I'd like to make. First of all, Saturday we had our next iteration of the Repair Cafe at the Senior Center. I was able to stop by. It was very successful. For those of you who aren't familiar with what a Repair Cafe is, there's a lot of volunteers that come to assist residents and members of the public in essentially repairing, reusing items that might otherwise enter a landfill. We do this now on a regular basis, generally twice a year. So again, thank you to the volunteers and all those who were able to partake in that. The next thing is, I know we have some members of the Historical Preservation Commission here. We did have some members of Historic Pres and the Open Space and Trails and Riverfront Committee working on the Garnsey Cemetery on Saturday. I was able to stop by there as well. The Garnsey Cemetery is adjacent to a parcel by Garnsey Park that we acquired about 1 or 2 years ago, and there were some volunteers that are doing a great job of clearing that out, which obviously allows us to have more visibility of those who are buried there and ultimately pay respect to those who are interred there. Third thing I'd like to mention, we put out on our social media site on Friday, we are just starting the planning phase of some upgrades to our dog park at the Mary Jane Road Park off of Ray Road. Some of you may be familiar with it. Some of you may use it. I use it on a semi-regular basis with my pup, but we are going to do some upgrades there. I'm looking for, I'll be working with Councilman Reed as well as Councilwoman Wallowit on some upgrades there, looking at some amenities, some things that the pups as well as their owners might particularly like going forward. So my email address is on our website. It's also in that post. If you have input to that, I'm looking to make it a collaborative effort from those who utilize that park, and I would love to get some feedback on things that people might like to see there going forward. And the last thing I would mention is we have Trunk or Treat on Friday. It is an annual event that we do. We partner with Star Point Church. That is from 4 to 6. It's a free event. No registration is necessary. I know they have probably 20 or 30 trunks already reserved. I was at one of Star Point's service a few weeks ago, and they collect candy for that event regularly, and they have gotten a significant amount of donations. So if you have children or grandkids or just yourself like candy, there's going to be plenty there. And I know I'll be doing a trunk. I just got it from Oriental Treater Company the other day, so it's ready to get unwrapped and set up on Friday. So again, that's 4 to 6. No registration necessary. Bring your kids. Have them in costume. Come in costume yourself, and it'll be a fun time. And I think the weather is looking pretty promising for that event. So fingers crossed.
It's going to be in the 50s, but it's supposed to be dry. So we always have a huge turnout for our trunk or treat. It's a great way to for families to bring their kids and come together and have a good time here on the Common in a safe and structured environment. So I'm sure we'll have another large crowd. You're certainly all invited, so please join us. And I do want to just mention Councilman Morelli that it's budget time, so one of the things we are looking at is upgrades at our dog park. So if you do have any suggestions, we did post some on our social media, and I believe on our website, we did post some examples of some of the exercise equipment that we're considering, along with some other improvements for the pet owners when you're there with your companion pet to make your visit a little nicer. So any ideas, suggestions, or anything that you have along those lines, we really want to hear from you. We established Mr. Morelli's email as the point, and I think you've already received a number of emails to this point, and also an offer to help from budding Eagle Scout as well, right? So the Scouts, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, they do a lot in our community.
Great to see many of you here tonight, but a lot of projects that you see at different parks and nature preserves as we continually expanded our parks and recreational network have been the handiwork of our scouts. So perhaps the dog park will have some participation there as well. So thank you for taking that up, Councilman Morelli, so we can move on some positive changes there. We also allocated money earlier this year to working with the Park District, Longkill Park. It's right at Martin Jewett Longkill Park, which is right off Longkill Road. And the most visible thing you see when you pass the park is a large baseball field right out by the road. And there's 3 fields there, 3 baseball fields, but there's a lot more to the park as you enter. You see a basketball court and tennis courts, which are also lined for pickleball, and playground. But we allocated money earlier this year to do some major improvements to Longkill Park. So that'll be happening in 2026. So anybody that does use that park, it's definitely in need of some renovation, and we're going to make that happen in 2026. All right, so we do have a couple of presentations tonight, and Councilman Morelli, you had the first one?
Yeah, so the first one is going to be Katie Mejia. She's going to speak to us about her organization, Giving More Through Adoption. I know there's a fundraiser coming up next week, and I'm going to speak if you want to talk to the microphone. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Hi, my name is Katie Mejia. I moved into the area in 2013, and I'm here to talk to you about adoption. If you're familiar with adoption, raise your hand. We're not talking about pet adoption, but people. When we think of Cinderella, we know that she lost her mother. We don't know much about her mother, and her father died early in the scene, right? So on Saturday, we're having an event. I'm obviously going to be Cinderella, and you're all invited, so you can come dressed up. We're going to have costume contests and games. And for those people that are touched by adoption, whether you're an adoptee, an adoptive parent, or maybe a birth parent, every year for the last 10 years, we have held a retreat for birth parents here in Clifton Park. And at the culmination, we have a dinner. So it's the second Saturday, November 8th in Clifton Park. We're going to be having that dinner as well. And anyone touched by adoption, I can get you more information for that, or anyone who's interested. But this is an open event to anyone in general who wants to have fun. We're having 4 bands that are local, and then we're also going to have bagpipers. It is also my 50th birthday, and that is why we're celebrating after 11 years. Who needs more candles, right? Come on down. It's a donation at the door, and a lot of fun. It's really important to talk about, especially at the school age. No one was ever given up. No one who ever chose to gently place a baby in someone else's arms or a child was ever given up on. We all give more. And if you're a parent, you know, especially all of our council members, thank you for always giving more. And that's why the organization is called Giving More Through Adoption. So come on down on Saturday, and any other time throughout the year, if you want to get together with us, we do support groups. If you have been adopted and you want to share your story, if you're considering adoption, you want to understand, we no longer say giving up, we say placed. A child is placed in adoption. So gently placed in loving arms, and we're thankful for this opportunity, and we hope to see you on Saturday.
Well, thank you. And what was the location again, Katie?
Wicked on Route 9. It's Trick Shots, the pool hall, right next to Grecian Gardens, noon to 5, and there's some invitations at the door if you run out. If you're on Facebook, if you look up Giving More Through Adoption or my name, I could always send you a link as well, Giving More Through Adoption on Facebook.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
Please do. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
And good luck. Thank you so much. Thank you, Katie, very much. We wish you luck with that event. And thank you for being here. And happy birthday. All right, next up, Councilwoman Reed, the photo contest award winners.
Yes. So our Fisher Ferry Historic Nature Preserve photo contest, we had the second round voting at our Canal Fest event last weekend, which by the way was absolutely incredible event. And to have the results, and I hope everyone is here to join us tonight. So if Councilman Borelli, if you would join me, display the photos, and we'll call everyone up for a picture and picture prizes. We have some wonderful prizes that were generously donated by Bass Pro Shops and the Bishop Ferry General Store for all of our top 6 photographers.
Is there anybody, I want to make sure I didn't miss it, is there anybody from Bass Pro here tonight? Wasn't sure if the manager or somebody else was going to be here. We invited them, I just want to make sure we didn't miss them. They were very kind to donate a $50 gift certificate, as well as hats and shirts. So thank you to Bass Pro for that donation.
All right. We will start, and by the way, this is our 2nd year doing the contest. This year we changed things up a little bit. We had a theme, and this year's theme was History in the Erie Canal, to coincide with the bicentennial anniversary of the Erie Canal, which we are celebrating currently. And we also had categories this time. So we had junior, which was 16 and under, amateur photographer, and professional photographer. That way it gave everyone a chance to have a piece. So we had the top 2 photographers from each category made it into the final round of voting. So, without further ado, I'd like to invite, she's here, 6th place, Caitlin Osso with A Bridge Through Nature.
Wow.
Would you like to take a photo? Oh yeah, let's actually, why don't you hold this? People commented. People Fifth place this year was Anthony Rosigno with Staggering Eyes. Beautiful picture. In 4th place, and this came 1st place in our junior category, is Maria Francis Gotti with Watchful Eye. Third place is actually last year's winner, Rose Spraker with Whipple Bridge in Bloom. And 2nd place, 1st place in the professional category was Daniel Garland with Here on Towpath. Grand prize winner and 1st place in the amateur category was Janice Pritchett with Cotton Candy Skies over Whipple Bridge.
So if we could just get a group picture with all the winners in just a couple of minutes. But first, we have a resolution that we need to consider for the Community Action Fund grants. So if you could read through that, yeah. Yep.
Resolution
resolution number 226 of 2025, a resolution approving award recommendations from the Community Action Fund. Now therefore be it resolved that the comptroller is authorized to increase A 2706 General Fund Community Action Fund contributions in the amount of $12,200 and to issue checks totaling $12,200 per the attached memorandum to be paid with increasing General Fund Community Programs Community Action Fund.
Okay, and I want to thank our committee again this year, Councilwoman Wallowit, Alicia Jacobs, Tim Kimball, and Greg Cesny, for doing the best they can to get as much money to everybody as possible and making sure that the money goes as far as it can. We were down a little bit this year from the average, probably partially due to a construction project we've had going on at the transfer station. But we also collect redeemable bottles and cans at the Common in a few locations, so that has helped. We also, in just a couple of years ago, added the clothing and shoe recycling opportunity at both the Common and the transfer station. The town gets 5 cents a pound from that. We put that money in this pot for the Community Action Fund grants. So all told, over $12,000 isn't bad, and we just hope it goes a long way to helping all of the organizations that received the grant this year. So I really appreciate you being here. This is really, I say it every year, we've done this for some time now, and I say every year, it's really just a commercial for the incredible work that is done by you, all the people in our community each year, helping each other and working together. And that it's one of my favorite nights of the year because it is a commercial for Clifton Park. And I just want to thank all of you for everything that you do. And I know it's a school night. So we want to get the kids and adults home tonight. So, but first we're going to take a. Oh, we didn't vote on that yet. So, yeah. So moved. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. All right. So we're going to get a quick picture with all the picture winners, and then we're going to do the Community Action Fund grants. All right, Caitlin, I know you want to get home. Do you have homework? No? Okay. Yeah, you can hold that. Yeah, right. And then for the folks that aren't here, we can hold the picture. That way they're all displayed. Come over here, Caitlin. Right over here. That is so good. All right.
Can we get a little cozier?
All right, cool. Thank you so much. All right, so Gene? Gene, you ready? Okay.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna go through each group and, when we call your name, just come on up with your group. So the first group is the Friends of Historic Roots Tavern. And the funds are going to be used to restore and work on Heritage Square.
Very nice.
Thank you. $500.
Is that easier from that?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next is Knights of Columbus, number 702, is awarded $300. The funds are going to be used to purchase a ceremonial sword package.
How are you? Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Girl Scouts of Northeastern New York, Sophie Cottrell, is going to be awarded $300 to be used for her Gold Award project.
All right. A big part of these Community Action Fund Grant Awards is helping Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts with their gold projects and Eagle Scout projects. So it's been a nice way for them to get a little money for their projects. So good luck. Congratulations.
Next, we have Shen Neighbors Connecting, and they are being awarded $600, and the funds are going to be used for senior programming.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it very much.
Scouting America Cub Scout Pack 4044 is being awarded $300, and the funds are going to be used for their annual Scouting for Food event, supplies for that.
Yes. Thank you very much. Tell them we
Shen.
said hi.
Dollars for Scholars is being awarded $600, and the funds are going to be used to help support scholarships for high school seniors.
I don't know what the running total is now for Dollars for Scholars, but it is rather large. They've been doing it for a very long time. So 25 years, yeah. Did you ever add up? Wow. Almost $250,000 to help students in our community. So thank you.
Scouting America Troop 4045 is awarded $300, and the funds are going to be used to fund a new cargo trailer for the troops.
All right. Thank you.
The Southern Saratoga Art Society is being awarded $500, and the funds are going to be used to support their Autumn Jewels and student art shows. So, supposed to be good for that. No?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, we'll get
Get
that.
that one aside. Nicole Pope, $300, and the funds are going to be used for adopting 2 families at Albany Med for the holidays. Friends of Shen Crew is being awarded $300, and the funds are going to be used for tuition assistance and training courses.
Thank you so much.
Friends of Music Shenendehowa is being awarded $300, and the funds are going to be used for guest artists, scholarships for seniors, and festivals.
Yes, oh, that's right. Yeah, you have a meeting.
Scouting America Troop 4030 is going to be awarded $300 this evening. The funds will be used for patrol boxes and camping equipment.
All right.
Scouting America Troop 62G is going to be awarded $300 this evening, and the funds will be used to assist in purchasing gear and for recruitment activities. voice, so I can
Oh.
stand up.
Okay.
Great.
Rebuilding Together Saratoga County is not here this evening, but they have earned a $500 award, and the funds will be used to assist in home repairs for destitute families. Saratoga Center for the Family will be awarded $875 this evening. The funds will be used to support student empowerment services.
And the Saratoga Center for the Family has a program to support Shen students directly, so thank you very much.
Right, so that the students get mental health services right in the school. And we're looking to, these funds will help us increase that support we're providing throughout the school. So, thank you.
Great, thank you so much.
Girl Scout Troop 2037 is receiving $300 this evening to be used for camping gear.
All right. Have fun camping. Thank you.
Shen Boys Lacrosse Booster Club will be receiving $300 this evening to help purchase helmets and gloves.
Boys lacrosse. Get that too?
Okay. Knights of Columbus, number 10869, is receiving $300 this evening. The funds will be used to distribute dinners, to host breakfast with Santa, Easter egg hunts, and for their pantry.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
The Shenandoah Helping Hands Food Pantry is receiving $875 this evening, and the funds will be used to purchase gift cards for meat for the holiday meals. Band Boosters of Shenandoah will be receiving $300 this evening, and the funds will be used to support student participation in band trips.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. High Five Sports is not here this evening, but they received $300 to help support and pay for bowling fees at Uncle Sam's. Prince of Peace Lutheran Church is receiving $875 this evening, and the funds will be used to help with pantry items and gift cards for perishable items.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. The Mooncatcher Project, in care of Amanda Beike. This is Amanda's senior scouting project. She's receiving $300 for this project, and the funds will be used for menstrual care kits for shelters. St. Edward the Confessor Church is receiving $875 this evening, and the funds will be used to purchase kitchen appliances for a remodel at the church.
All right, I can only hold it so long. Even with all the practice.
I know, that's all right. You don't have to practice. Thank you.
The Skating School of New York is receiving $300 this evening, and the funds will be used for tuition aid for children. Anybody here from the skating school? No? Okay. The Shen High School PTSA. The high school PTSA is receiving $300 this evening, and the funds will be used to support a mental health field day event. And students from the Student Council, the Senate, I believe, National Honor Society are here to accept the check for the PTSA.
All right.
Girl Scout Troop 2076 is receiving $300 this evening, and the funds will be used to support a camping trip.
All right. Cool.
Scouting America Troop 4043B is receiving a $300 award this evening, and the funds will be used for STEM activities and community service programs.
Okay, look forward. Look forward. All right. Yeah. Good.
Christ Community Reformed Church, the Art of Mindfulness Center, is receiving $300 this evening, and the funds will be used for course materials and presentations.
Oh.
One more.
That's everything. All right. Well, again, thank you all very much. So, just remember, if you have any spare bottles and cans that are redeemable, you can drop those off at the transfer station. In the wintertime, we take the structures out of the common for obvious reasons. So it's only at the transfer station. But during the summer months, fall and spring, you can also donate those at the common as well. So that's where all the money is derived from. And we can all help support each other. And next year, we'll have more money. So thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
That's different.
Thank you. Great. Yeah. Pictures? You all look very nice. Very
Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to be 2 in a couple weeks. Yeah, he was. Bigger every day. All right. Well, again, thank you everybody for coming out tonight, and it's nice to be able to do some good, but you can't do it without people donating their bottles and cans. So thank you to everybody who takes the time to do that, so we can get the money in our community, so we can do some good.
I'll say thank you to Gene also.
Yes, Gene, you did a great job up there. Appreciate it. So Gene, Alicia Jacobs, I mentioned her before, but she's here tonight. Hi, Alicia. Thanks for being here. And I mentioned the rest of our committee. Thank you to them as well for their time each year to do the best we can to make the money go as far as possible. Last week we had a wonderful Canal Fest. Yes, we even have a booklet. Wonderful Canal Fest celebration. And I want to thank the committee and Councilwoman Reed and everybody that had a hand. Buildings and Grounds did a lot of work as well. And everybody who participated. It was something the town hasn't done in quite some time, but it was very meaningful day, I think, not only for the entire town, but particularly Bishop Ferry, with everything that we were able to celebrate. Is there more you'd like to say, Councilwoman Reed?
Well, we had a great weekend.
Yeah, weather
I
was
mean,
nice.
everything went very smoothly. Everyone that was there had nothing but positive feedback. Everyone had a great time. One of the biggest themes, aside from learning about all the history in that area and the wonderful story behind the settlement of our town, but overall, the theme was community and everyone just enjoying a great weekend with their neighbors and making new connections. We all learned a lot. We started off the event with a ceremony to honor a historic marker dedicated to Revolutionary War soldiers who are actually buried within Amity Cemetery. And their names are quite familiar. We have Van Branken, McClute, Fisher. I mean, these are people that fought for the independence of our country, and most people drive down Van Branken Road and wouldn't even know, the history that's involved. So it was absolutely wonderful weekend, and I would echo Supervisor Barrett, just thank you so much to everyone who worked tirelessly for the past year organizing this event. There were so many moving parts. Everyone worked really hard behind the scenes. And then on the day of, again, we had a lot of help from town staff, Buildings and Grounds Department. We had National Honor Society volunteers that, I think we had about 17 of those that came to help with the event. And our dedicated and hardworking organizational committee that worked behind the scenes to ensure that everything, no stone was left unturned, everything was planned to a T, and you could tell in how well the event took place. And particularly, I'd like to express gratitude to our town historian, John Scherer, and our chair of the organizing committee, George Donahue, and he's here with us tonight to give us a quick Canal Fest recap.
Oh,
George.
wow. George is never quick in a month. Just to be forewarned. But I also want to thank not only John Scheer and all our volunteers, but Chief Kimball and the Bishop Ferry Fire Department. Just the whole community really pulled together to make it happen. Weather cooperated, and it was a great day. And thank you, George, for all that you did. And I know you were working hard all weekend as well. So.
It's been a year, so
yeah.
Basically, really about last October, I think is when we started. So
yeah.
So just a brief statement, if I may.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm gonna echo a lot of the same things people you thanked already, but I wrote it down and I want to read it. So
yeah, absolutely.
First off, I want to thank the town board for sponsoring the event. Okay. Then, along with the Canal Corporation, we got a $2,000 grant that, without the help of Jen Gianni, we would have never been able to get it done in time and get the money. But that spurred us on, and then with a matching grant, so the town matched that $2,000. Plus, we contributed another $1,000 on top of that to make the event what it was. And I wanted to say that we actually came in under budget. So
all right.
Something I know you love. We spent about $5,166, but we took in $600 from our program booklet.
Right.
So the net is about $4,566.16, basically. That's my math. We're gonna check it with the town stuff, but we'll get all that ironed out. But it looks like we were able to do that. So I want to say it was a great success. It really was. A beautiful day. Turnout was great. We estimated between the 2 days of the event, probably over 1,000 people that attended all the different things that were going on. The things that were going on at the firehouse, the store, the church, taking rides down to the towpath. I also want to thank the town departments, Mike Warner, Parks and Rec, Bluegrass Grill, Public Safety, and Dan Clemens, and the Buildings and Grounds. You guys did a great job, and tremendous amount of work, coordination that went in. The fire prevention bus was there. That was a really big hit. Since it was also Fire Prevention Week, which kind of worked out rather well. Also want to thank Upper Crust Pizza. These are people that took out ads in the booklet. Upstate Backflow Testing, Riverview Orchards, the Bishop Ferry General Store, Doug Deal Insurance, and Supervisor Barrett, who took out an ad as well. you know, a really nice little thing that he put in there. So I thought you could enhance it a little bit, but never mind.
Always keep it simple.
But I also want to thank Mark's Automotive and Star Blueberry Farm for donating a couple of golf carts that we used that day. We were able to transport people around to some handicapped people rides up and down to see different venues, and that was real nice. And Bowman Orchards, who donated that trailer, and Tradewind Farms, who donated the tractor, and also was a great sponsor of the event as well. So all those people. I also want to thank the Amity Church, Pastor Tim Flynn, for opening up the church and allowing us to do things down there.
Yeah.
The Missionary General Store obviously was open, and we had a lot of things going on there. The Bishop Ferry Fire District for use of the building and the grounds. Bishop Ferry Fire Company for the use of their grounds as well. Two separate entities, so I want to thank them both. They both own land down there. It's a little complicated. Being a 50-year member there, I kind of understand it rather well. Also the fire police from the fire company were phenomenal, working with the public safety people and buildings and grounds to do traffic control. It was really, really well done. I want to thank Mindy Holland from Octave School. She's a librarian up there for providing questions that we built a question board. Clifton Park Capital Library had a booth down there. That was really nice to have that. A whole bunch of other organizations. The Historic Preservation Commission for providing many people to be at certain locations and talk about the history. They were a big part of it. Sue Thompson, somebody I went to high school with, who worked on the marker dedication and helped out with that part. The Shen student volunteers, the Honor Society volunteers that were there, we had 17 volunteers that helped do things that day. Without them, we couldn't have done it. My committee, or not my committee, but our committee, that John and I co-chaired. So John Shearer, of course, let me find my spot here. Louise McManus, Gene Hill, Jesse Flynn, Pat Hafner, Chrisula Highland, Allison Edwards, Eric Hamilton, and of course, without the help of Councilwoman Reed, we would have never been able to get anything done. She worked back and forth tirelessly between straightening out how to make all this work between the town and on our committee. Tremendous amount of work. Nick Noyes, who was singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
I know he stole your spot there, your highlight. But, and I'm sure there's people I forgot, and for that I apologize. Mostly I want to thank the public for coming. You know, to me, Bishop Ferry is a special place. You know, I lived there most of my life. My father was born down there. So my wife's a Van Branken, so it goes way back. And it was really nice to see so many people down there enjoying that area and learning about the history. And it was just a phenomenal day. That's all I can really say. All the people that were in the parade, all the groups that attended in the parade as well. And pretty much is it. So.
Don't forget Grandma Tippy Toes.
Grandma Tippy Toes. I left her out. I had that written down here someplace.
And Grandma Tippy Toes.
I did. Did I miss a whole paragraph? Yeah. I'm sure I forgot somebody else. So, but no, a great day, a great weekend. And thanks for your support. And you know, we'll see what comes down the road.
Yeah. Well, we certainly would like to do it again because it was such a success, and just the sense of community. It was phenomenal.
John and I are serving on the celebrations committee, which is this came out of that.
Right.
We haven't met. That committee hasn't met in a year because this was going on.
Right.
So now that needs to be reformed and regrouped, and we need to come up with a plan for Battle Saratoga, which is
2027.
27. Next year is the the 250th anniversary of the nation, obviously.
Yep.
And then in 2028 is the Town of Clifton Park 200th anniversary. So those are the areas that we're looking at. So we've talked about doing something down in that part of the town again, perhaps for one of those. So we'll get together and we'll come up with a plan, I guess, right?
Yes, we will reconvene now that the Canal Fest is over.
Right. So thanks again, everybody.
Thank you very much. Appreciate all your work. So you've only been in the fire department 50 years, George?
Going out of 16.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for that. Very much.
If I could just mention again,
as mentioned, there's so many people that were involved. There's just such collaboration to make this event a success. And I think it was briefly mentioned, but the New York State Canal Corporation partnered with the town to help sponsor this and with the grant. And their support of this event was just so appreciated. Just wanted to make note of that.
Yes, absolutely. Brian Stratton was there, and we took a tour of the preserve the week before with he and his team, so they could see a lot of the large amount of maintenance that we do on a regular basis in the preserve to keep it accessible, to make sure it's a place where people can enjoy in a safe manner. We've done a lot on the preserve with regard to trail work and bridges, so people could access different points safely. And that has all been just tremendous improvements to the 700 plus acre park, which Buildings and Grounds basically manages. So it's a lot of work, but it's a place where people go throughout the year. Very busy, and that's the way we like to see it. So we want to make sure we keep it the way it is and make it better where we can. Yes, John?
Speaking of improvements, I really think that at the end of Ferry Drive, where you now have the view of the river, is
Did you want to come up, John? Or?
It's really an improvement.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah, you might as well come up, John. Yeah. They can't hear you.
I think that the end of Ferry Drive, we now have that view of the river back. I mean, that's the way it was in the 70s and 80s when we used to have the original Canal Day down in Fisher Ferry. And it's just such an improvement to be able to see the river as you drive down Ferry Drive. And we made use of that on Wednesday when the Seneca Chief came by.
That's right.
We had that cannon that was at the marker dedication. It was brought down to the end of Ferry Drive, and as it passed by, they fired not only once, but 4 times in a salute.
Missed every time.
We didn't sink it. And there was somebody on the boat that took pictures of us shooting the cannon. But anyway, I just wanted to mention you were talking about improvements to the preserve, and I think that's one of the greatest improvements.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And, yeah, that was. Thank you for doing that, by the way. When the Seneca Chief was coming through, and we were able to give him a Clifton Park salute. So appreciate that. So yeah, we have a lot to celebrate here as a community, and just incredible history, and anything we can do to celebrate that and bring it forward to as many people as possible that may not be as familiar with the history of the town, and it's and we can have fun at the same time. So everybody wins. Okay, we do have some resolutions tonight. Stephanie, we did the Community Action Fund resolution, but we'll consider the remaining.
A resolution authorizing payment to Precision Trenchless LLC for emergency stormwater repairs. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes the payment to Precision Trenchless as detailed in the voucher attached to be paid from highway paving slip lining. A resolution authorizing the superintendent of highways to hire Robert Ranzano Jr. as a motor equipment operator in the highway department. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes the hiring of Robert Ranzano Jr. as a motor equipment operator at grade 5, step 1, at a yearly salary of $58,318 at a rate of $27.93 an hour, and effective at a start date no earlier than Tuesday, October 21st. And be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer funds as detailed in the attached Schedule A. A resolution scheduling a public hearing to consider the 2026 preliminary budget. Now therefore be it resolved that the public hearing is hereby scheduled for Thursday, November 6th, 2025 at 7:01 p.m. in the Wood Memorial Room, 1 Town Hall Plaza, Clifton Park, New York, to consider the 2026 preliminary budget, and be it further resolved that the town clerk publish appropriate notice of same. A resolution accepting a quote from Graybar for 5 new streetlights with 5 new arms for the lights to be installed at 5 town intersections. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute the attached proposal from Graybar, Half Moon, New York for 5 new streetlights and 5 arms for the lights at a cost not to exceed $6,830 to be paid from account lighting district lighting equipment to be transferred from lighting district utilities. A resolution authorizing conversion work on 1 buildings and ground vehicle to install a dump body, side and tailgates, etc. per the quotation. Now therefore be it resolved that TNT Body King Incorporated, 411 Old Niskuna Road, Latham, New York, 12110 is authorized to do the conversion work on 1 buildings and grounds vehicle as outlined in the attached in the amount not to exceed $16,318 to be paid from general fund buildings and grounds equipment. A resolution authorizing the hiring of a laborer for the buildings and grounds department. Now therefore be it resolved that the comptroller is authorized to transfer $7,800 from general fund buildings and grounds Z. DeRenzo to general fund buildings and grounds employee as detailed in the attached Schedule A. A resolution authorizing the installation of new carpeting in the town courtroom and New York State Police locker rooms of the Public Safety Building. Now therefore be it resolved that the replacement of existing carpet tiles and cove base in the town courtroom and New York State Police locker rooms of the Public Safety Building is awarded to Northeast Commercial Interiors, Waterville, New York, at a cost not to exceed $5,872 and $7,799 respectively under the New York State contracts number PC 70142 and number PC 69412 to be paid from General Fund Public Safety Building equipment. A resolution awarding the Clifton Park Tree Inventory Community Forestry Management Plan project to Davy Resource Group. Now therefore be it resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute an agreement with Davy Resource Group attached to conduct a tree inventory and community forest management plan for the town to be paid with funds received from the New York State DEC Urban and Community Forestry Grant previously awarded to the town. And be it further resolved that the comptroller is authorized to increase revenues from NYS A089 by $65,000 and increase by $65,000 in general fund community beautification, other contractual. And be it further resolved that if the cost of the report based on the tree count is in excess of the grant, that a resolution will be prepared to the town board to cover any additional costs. A resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute a New York Swims 2026 grant application and local match for the Barney Road Pool Liner Replacement Project. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board authorizes the supervisor to execute the grant application materials and town staff to prepare the New York Swims 2026 grant application and all necessary documentation required for submission by the grant deadline. A resolution authorizing alcoholic beverages to be served at a gathering to be held at the Clifton Park Senior Community Center on November 1st, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that Larry Sysek and the Poking Brook dance team are hereby authorized to serve beer and or wine at a gathering at the Clifton Park Senior Community Center on November 1st, 2025 from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. consistent with the terms of the permit application received in the office of the Clifton Park Senior Community Center.
Okay, we can go back and read the headings and we'll consider each one individually.
Resolution number 227 of 2025, a resolution authorizing payment to Precision Trenchless LLC for emergency stormwater repairs.
Second.
Discussion? Yes, second.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Deere?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet? Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 228 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the superintendent of highways to hire Robert Renzano Jr. as a motor equipment operators in the highway department.
So moved.
Okay, discussion? Okay, Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Deere?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet? Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 229 of 2025, a resolution scheduling a public hearing to consider the 2026 preliminary budget.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Deere?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet? Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 230 of 2025, a resolution accepting a quote from Graybar for 5 new streetlights with 5 new arms for the lights to be installed at 5 town intersections.
So, several years ago, we purchased all of the streetlights in the town of Clifton Park. At that time, it was 620, I believe. We retrofitted the lights with LED technology, which was estimated to reduce our energy usage by about 60%, which it has, and thereby also saving the town money. Now, as we've rolled out this program and it's worked very well, the one part that we've had a challenge with is working with, and I don't think we're the only ones, but working with the utility to get approval for new streetlights in specific locations. So I chalked that up in the beginning to the fact that we were one of the first to purchase the streetlights. Since that time, more communities have moved forward with that initiative. Some communities didn't purchase their streetlights and went a different route, working with the utility to change out everything to all their lights to LED technology. Less money up front, but much less savings in the long term. So I want to thank John. He's done a lot of work trying to get a better process with National Grid to make this process of getting these lights installed more quickly. And I know, again, John's done a lot of work on that, so I want to thank him. So, so it's been a challenge, and I think a lot of it was just the utilities hadn't caught up to the fact that more municipalities or us early on in the program were ready to do this, to add more streetlights where appropriate, and they just didn't have a great process from what I could see to get that done. So hopefully they've become a little better at it. I think John has done everything possible to make it very easy for the utilities to say yes and approve what we want to do. And this resolution buys the equipment, and hopefully we can get the equipment installed very quickly. I want to thank Buildings and Grounds. Dan manages that project, so he's able to control the street lights from a tablet, and we know when a light is out. In the past years, before we purchased the street lights, we may not know about a light being out unless somebody reported it. A lot of times it came from security, and then it would take months for the light to get a new light to be installed. Now Dan can tell right away on his tablet if there is a light out, and our personnel can assess the problem. Is the bulb bad? Is there a connection issue? And fix it very, very quickly. So that way a light doesn't sit out for months as we just wait for the utility to get it on their schedule and maintain the light appropriately. So it's offered, the program has offered a lot of benefits to Clifton Park, and so hopefully we have a better process now for getting these approved and getting them in place. All right, have you run into any additional roadblocks on these, John, or has it been better?
No additional roadblocks.
All right, just the usual roadblocks.
Yes.
Bureaucracy, yeah. All right, very good. Any further discussion? All right, Stephanie.
Councilman Riley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Lanier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallet? Yes. Supervisor Perry?
Yes.
Resolution number 231 of 2025, a resolution authorizing conversion work on one Buildings and Grounds vehicle to install a dump body, side and tailgates, etc. for the quotation.
Okay, Dan?
Yes, this is for our
largest salt truck that we use in Buildings and Grounds departments for our 2017 F550 diesel truck. The wax, the dump body has rusted out and rotted out. We repaired it a couple years ago, got some more years out of it, but we're gonna go with stainless steel this time. And it'll hold up much better to the salt than the stainless. And we can also take it off years down the road when we get rid of that truck. We can keep the box and put it on another truck, saving some money there. TNT had the best price, and they also have one in stock. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to contact them and set up an appointment to get this put on before snow starts getting closer. We have to put the salt on, which is right around the corner, unfortunately.
Well, let's hope it's a little longer.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Hopefully it's not too
February
soon.
will be fine with me.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too soon. All right, very good. Thanks, Dan. Any questions for Dan? Discussion? Yes, sir.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Air?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallace?
Yes.
Supervisor Barron?
Yes.
Resolution number 232 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the hiring of a laborer for the Buildings and Grounds Department.
So moved.
Second.
All right, so Arietta is here. How are you? And she has worked as a seasonal employee in Buildings and Grounds, which is great, not only training ground, but proving ground for people that are interested in working full-time for our Buildings and Grounds Department, and it's worked great for many years. So Dan, you want to?
Sure. I think, like you just said, training and proving ground, she's definitely proved that she can do the work and to fit in with our department and anything that we have. She started last summer through Saratoga County Youth, and this year worked directly for the town. And hard worker, ready to learn anything that goes at her, ready to jump in and get dirty. Does not like to sit still, so this is probably bothering her sitting back there. So,
It's only been an hour.
Yeah, I have to do a bunch of stuff when she leaves here, but just going to be look forward to having her part of our department. It's going to be a little bit new for us to have a full-time female out there with us.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a great thing for everybody, and look forward to and welcome her to our department.
Fantastic. Yeah, we had an employee that moved out of state, which created that opening. So we wish him well in his next endeavor, and welcome Marietta to the department full time. So thank you. Any discussion? Okay, Stephanie.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Air?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallace? Yes. Supervisor Barron?
Yes.
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Resolution number 233 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the installation of new carpeting in the town courtroom and New York State Police locker rooms of the Public Safety Building.
Second.
All right, so this request came from the state police. For those that don't know, we do have provided space for many years for the New York State Police. They have roughly 25 to 30 troopers working out of the Clifton Park Barracks, which is at the Public Safety Building at Maxwell Drive. Dan?
Yeah, so this, like you said, this request came to them, and I went over and walked around and took a look. This section of the barracks over there is probably the last one that hasn't had the floor redone since the building was built around 1990. So it's overdue, I guess, but you know, like everything, we get every use out of it we can. It wasn't dangerous or anything like that.
No.
But it was just time for an improvement there and some new carpet. And Northeast Commercial Interiors has done a lot of work for the town, including the carpet you see in this room right here.
Yep.
They're on a state contract, Omnia contract. That was a great relationship with them, never any issues.
Good. Yeah, and obviously this, because of the location, it is going to create some inconvenience in the short term. It's not a big area, so they should be able to get it done fairly quickly. But just want to make sure I made it clear we give them at least 2 to 3 week notice, just so they can prepare and understand that there's going to be a little disruption in those areas.
Absolutely. You have that lead time on the material at the least anyway, so I'll get a hold of them tomorrow.
Good.
And we'll try to start getting it on the schedule for them.
Right.
Work it all out together.
Good. All right. Any discussion, questions for Dan on this one? All right, Stephanie.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Air?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wallace? Yes. Supervisor Barron?
Yes.
Resolution number 234 of 2025, a resolution awarding the Clifton Park Tree Inventory and Community Forestry Management Plan project to DB Resource Group.
So moved.
Any discussion?
Yeah,
Yes, Mr. Morelli.
just to highlight, we were awarded a grant through the Department of Environmental Conservation for urban and community forestry to hire a forestry consultant. We actually had four bids that were put forward. Myself, Councilman Manier, as well as some other folks from the tree committee, and as well as planning were involved in reviewing those bids. And this particular company, Navy Resource Group, was pretty overwhelmingly the favorite based on cost as well as their abilities and experience. So looking forward to bringing them on board and moving some things forward with our tree committee and our overall tree management plan.
Good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Manier and Mr. Morelli. Discussion. Any further discussion? Okay. Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilwoman Manier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rowland? Yes. Supervisor Barrett?
Yes.
Resolution number 235 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the supervisor to execute a New York Swims 2026 grant application and local match for the Barney Road pool liner replacement project.
Okay, we had, a few years ago, we had the pools reviewed for liner, the liner quality as the liners became a bit older. We did replace Locust Lane and Country Knolls. The last remaining pool to be replaced is Barney Road. Now, these liner replacement projects are quite expensive. And when there was a new New York Swims 2026 grant opportunity, and the timing was right, we decided to put a grant together, which I think is very strong. We have tens of thousands of visitors to our pools each year. And they offer just a wonderful recreational opportunity for many people, not only from Clifton Park, but other communities as well. So we are very hopeful that we will receive at least a partial grant to offset some of the cost. And we'd like to get that liner replaced in the next couple of years. So that's the last pool to be done. And then we'll be good for a while, but you know, there's no secret. The pools are expensive to operate and maintain, but based on the fun recreational opportunities that are provided for thousands of people, certainly worth the investment. Any discussion on this item? So I want to thank John and Jen for working on that grant and getting it in. We appreciate it. Okay, Stephanie?
Councilman Morelli? Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Manier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rowland? Yes. Supervisor Barrett?
Yes. And also thank you to Dan Clemens and our engineer who's working on it as well.
Resolution number 236 of 2025, a resolution authorizing alcoholic beverages to be served at a gathering to be held at the Clifton Park Senior Community Center on November 1st, 2025.
Okay, Sue, have a big event coming?
It's just a group that has, used the facility before. It's a small gathering of 30 people.
Yeah.
Just want to be able to serve beer and wine.
Okay. So we do rent out the Clifton Park Senior Community Center through the year. Also select other town facilities. I don't know how many times a year. I'll say there's probably about a dozen times a year. People will want to serve alcohol at their event. To do so, that requires town board approval. So that is what this resolution is covering. We haven't had any issues with this group in the past, so I know they'll keep their partying under control. George, you're not part of that group.
I'd like to join them.
Well, see, call Larry, see if he can go that night. I'm sure you'd be invited.
Councilman Morelli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed? Yes. Councilwoman Manier?
Yes.
Councilwoman Rowland? Yes. Supervisor Barrett?
Yes. All right, that's it. Okay, very good. Any other business to come before the board this evening?
Yes, I would just like to briefly
Yeah.
mention, this Saturday, there's still a chance to sign up for the car care basics for adults. This Saturday, on the 25th, registration is required for that event, and you can do so on our website if you're interested.
All right, any other business to come before the board?
Yes,
Yes.
actually, I should have said it earlier. I'd like to thank Councilman Witt. Excellent job in Camel Festival.
Thank you.
Great planning and really appreciate it. It was very organized. And the people who actually participated in the event was a great event. Also, the town employees who worked behind the scene to make it successful. And John, and thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Very good, thank you. Anyone else? Okay. We'll go to public privilege. If you'd like to speak on a town matter, please raise your hand. We'll ask you to come forward, state your name and address for the record, and please keep it to 5 minutes or less. You already spoke, George. You can only speak. Mr. Gregory? How are we doing tonight?
Good. I'm Chad Gregory. So a couple of weeks ago, I presented a communications issue between senior citizen transportation with Carolinks of Captains and the town of Clifton Park's senior transportation as well. So over the last couple of weeks, I've had a couple of meetings with captains to figure out what pilot programs that they may be interested in. So good evening tonight, members of the town board. First, I want to sincerely thank you for your continued commitment to supporting Captain Human Services. Every year you make the decision to include them in the town's budget, and that decision matters. It matters to families who have fallen on hard times, to young people looking for guidance, and especially to our senior citizens who depend on Captain for connection, dignity, and independence. Your support helps make Clifton Park the compassionate community it is. So thank you for that, for always having that money inside the budget for Captain's Human Services. Recently, I've been working closely with captains to explore ways we can strengthen their senior transportation program. As you all know, transportation is so much more than a ride, it's a lifeline. For many seniors, that ride means getting to your doctor's appointment, picking up groceries, attending church, or simply seeing a familiar face. But behind every ride is a complex web of communication, volunteers, dispatchers, agencies, all trying to stay in sync. The challenge that we have identified is the coordination. Different entities are doing great work, but they are often operating in silos. To bridge that gap, I began researching technology that could help us bring everyone onto one shared platform, something that allows multiple organizations to communicate, schedule, and track rides seamlessly. Two options stood out, Ride Scheduler and Tramware. After reviewing both, it's clear that Ride Scheduler offers the right balance of capability and cost. It's affordable, easy to use, and already proven to enhance efficiency in towns like ours. This software would allow Captain's Human Services and partnering groups to connect in real time, scheduling rides faster, coordinating volunteers better, and ultimately ensuring that no senior in Clifton Park is ever left without a way to get to where they need to go. So tonight, I'm asking for consideration and support to allocate funds that would help bring this system to life. The cost is small, but the return on investment is enormous. Not measured in dollars, but in independence and well-being of our residents. This is a simple, practical way for Clifton Park to lead with heart, to show once again that we not only care about our seniors, but that we are willing to take real steps to make their lives better. Thank you for your time, for your leadership, and for your unwavering dedication to our community.
Thank you.
Any questions about?
Yeah, it is something that, I could just speak to the town, and Captain, I believe, has, a similar process where we run 2 senior buses for years now, and we have a few different vehicles. We incorporated we have the larger buses, but we incorporated the van several years ago for rides if there's maybe just 1 or 2 passengers, and it's more cost effective because the cost of the automobile is much less than buying a full-size bus. and also obviously gas and everything that's involved with transportation. So that has worked out good. And it also takes some miles off our buses as well. So we have dispatcher, and we have the drivers, and all of that is coordinated between our team. Gene in my office oversees the senior transportation program, and it works very well. But over the years, thankfully, there's more rides out there. Half Moon, certainly. The town does a great job over there, and Captain has Carolyn's that you just mentioned, where it's volunteer based, and these folks volunteer their time, their vehicle, to give seniors rides, just like we do. So it's great to have more rides happening, and I don't remember the amount of miles that the captain said that CareLinks provides.
55,000.
55,000.
55,000 miles is what Captain's CareLinks program traveled, traversed through our communities last year, bringing seniors to where they needed to go.
So 55,000 volunteer miles. That's incredible. And CareLinks actually started at our senior center, as it was called back then. So yeah, I think there's definitely room for improvement. There's always ways to do things better. I know you have a tremendous background in logistics and executing plans. I think so we can always do better internally to be more efficient, but I think you're right, working with other groups that are doing the same thing to make sure that the schedules are overlapped, that riders have one reservation, not two, at a time, I mean. In other words, have a reservation with Clifton Park, a reservation with CareLinks, or it could be town.
We could potentially be saving money.
Yeah.
Now, what happens sometimes is two vehicles may show up for the same ride, so it might be a little bit of cost up front, but we could potentially be saving ourselves some money down the road too with it. And very cost effective. It's $99 per month per user. And there's some other things that we could add on to that if the enhancement, if the seniors use the enhancement tools of it as well. There's some additional things that we could look into the future, but for right now, I think it's a great option.
And that would be utilization of apps, as
Yes.
far as the enhancements that you're talking
Yeah,
about?
so there's, with the app and extended costs as well. On average, our town, if we use every enhancement tool that they had, it would be somewhere around $11,000 a year. Some of those tools are set up trainings and meeting with different entities and users to get that software system online. This is also based off of a 10 vehicle base charge. And then like the really cool thing that I thought was super, super cool was that you could, if they had the mobile app, you could get GPS devices set in the vehicles where the seniors would know exactly when the rider is going to be showing up. No worry about beeping out front or things of that nature. Very similar to the Uber app in tracking that GPS of the vehicle when it's going to arrive at your home. If it's stuck in a traffic delay and they're going to be late for their appointment, they would be able to coordinate that at a much quicker rate than standard time.
And that too would be a time savings. I didn't realize that. So there would be GPS tracking on the vehicles,
yes.
And the app would follow. So if I'm waiting for a ride, I will know when it's going to be there.
The only problem that I see presenting itself is with Captain's extensive network of volunteers.
Yeah.
I haven't figured that out quite yet, but we're early in the stages of this, so.
Well, GPS on our vehicles we already have, so we're accustomed to that. That wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, I don't know that you could put widespread GPS on volunteer vehicles, but that's something we can look at down the line. But at least if they could do it from a municipal standpoint, and I think you're right, it would take training and obviously how to use an app. Some people probably have never used an app, so I think that would be part of the training, but that would be very useful. You know, you said 90, that was gonna be my next question, the cost. I don't think that price point is, something that we can't look at adding into the budget.
No, because right now it would be our senior citizen transportation, and then Captain's has their own dispatch office as well. So technically right now it'd be 2 users. We wouldn't have to have a user for every volunteer or driver. You just would only need that user in place for the dispatches.
And it might be something we can pull Half Moon in as well. Now, we don't have those types of conflicts that we were talking about between Half Moon and Clifton Park, but they likely would have the same conflicts between Half Moon and Carolyn's. So maybe pulling them in would also benefit everybody, make everybody more efficient. Everybody's doing a better job, and everybody's coordinated, and break down those silos that you spoke of. Well, that's good information, and I think that should be part of our budgeting process as we continue. We have a public hearing coming up, and then final adoption in November.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vern would be ecstatic about that. And I just wanted to give you guys one more talking point about allocating those funds in the budget for Captain's Human Services. I attended their volunteer recognition banquet the other night, as our team volunteers for Captain's all the time. Some of the really cool stats I pulled from that event were, on an average month, the total volunteers are between 260 to 320 people on average volunteer per month for Captain's. Carolyn's traversed over 55,000 miles last year. The food pantry fulfilled 2,350 orders. Every holiday, Thanksgiving and Christmas, they put together holiday baskets. 1,300 of those were handed out last year. So that means 1,300 families in our community didn't have a dinner planned for Thanksgiving or Christmas. That's absolutely phenomenal, and great statistic to be a part of, as well as in 2024, Captain's volunteers logged 33,000 hours. That equates to roughly right around 17 employees on an average of about $67,000 per employee. We saved them, volunteers and our great community, saved them somewhere between $600,000 and $750,000 that they could put to use somewhere else. So your money is being well spent in this organization.
Fantastic. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
More to come on that, but we've had some discussions internally how we can do things better, and this might be a good opportunity to work with Captain and perhaps Half Moon to get that done.
Yes.
So you have mentioned some kind of software, and do you have a proposal itself? There is a document. Can you submit it for us?
I can put it together for sure.
Put it together, because there is a risk involved, because we are dealing with senior and you are exchanging the data.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of personal information and things like that. So I don't know how the software works and how you're gonna, as a government entity, how you're gonna work with Captain and everything else, because there should be an agreement, So I wanted to make sure it complies all the laws and everything, because security is a huge issue, because you are dealing with senior citizens.
We already have that working itself out with our senior transportation.
I understand, but when you're corroborating the data, because you're accumulating the data.
Yes and no. What we're doing is making sure that both people that have data are actually be able to speak to each other. The data from CareLinks wouldn't be essentially shared with the town of Clifton Park. The only thing it allows us to do is communicate whether there's two people wanted a burger at one time or didn't want a burger.
I got it. It's called business-to-business interface.
Yes.
So business-to-business interface, behind the scene, there are some other things.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to look at the fine prints and everything else.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to submit the documents for that stuff. Obviously, we've done a ton of research, so that would be no problem to get that stuff pulled together and presented in a manner where you could look into legal ramifications of making sure our seniors have rides.
Yeah, well, we would need a proposal at some point tailored to, the town specifically, to actually move it forward. And then a structure around, how the system would work cooperatively with CAP. But yeah, that would be a prerequisite for us to be able to consider it and move it forward.
No, understandable.
Yeah.
Obviously, being in the very early stages of
Yeah.
our commitment to them, we're going to be working down those lines to make sure that we have everything in place that we need to.
Great. Well, thank you very much for that
You're welcome.
information. That's a great update, and thanks for coming back and giving us more information.
And I would just
Appreciate
say, first of all, thank you. As a board, we've made some significant investments in the last couple of years around technology. Granicus last year, I know we did some investment with Parks and Rec a few years ago, and that really helped customer service end of that process. So this makes a lot of sense to me, and I think it's definitely been a need. Obviously, I wouldn't say obviously, but it's certainly a priority to make sure our seniors are getting where they need to be from on a daily basis, but doing that in the most streamlined fashion. I think to your point, Supervisor, there's definitely some opportunities to improve and some efficiencies that can be gained if we can find the right technology to employ. Obviously, Councilman Veneer, those are some excellent points that need to be looked at as well, but I think this has a lot of promise, and now's the right time of the year to be looking at that with the budget hearing that we just set about half an hour ago.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks again for bringing that back.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Anyone else that would like to speak today? Yes, ma'am. Come on up.
Thank you. I want to say thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Janet Byrne. I live at the Bentley at 8 Wall Street in Clifton Park with my mother, who's 85 years old and has been living in this area for 7 years. My reason for being here tonight at this point is just to share my concern that I have regarding the crosswalk at the intersection of Wall Street and Clifton Country Road. I've been up here before. I've been up, not up here, but I've been up to the town hall back in 2021, and then again just this past year regarding the crosswalk and the corner and that intersection. 3 things I just want to bring up right away is the speed of the traffic that goes down that road from 146 to Clifton Park Center Road. That zigzag, they're doing at least 40 miles an hour. They're going fast. And when they reach the area where they might see the crosswalk, it's usually covered by the trees in the nice weather, especially if you're heading south towards Hollandale Apartments. If you're in the left lane, the trees block your view of the crosswalk. If you're in the right lane, those yellow signs that are supposed to warn you of the upcoming crosswalk are usually covered partially by the trees. That's the first thing. It's the speed of the cars and that the crosswalk itself isn't that clear. The second part involves the crosswalk itself. The timing of, first of all, the lights are on both, one on one side, one on the other, with the middle having a place where you can stop in between.
Right.
Okay? That brings on 2 problems, actually. One is you're hitting the button on the west side, and the light starts to blink. People may start crossing. They stop because they're not sure what to do, because they can't even see the light on the other side blinking because it's facing the traffic, not the person. I don't know if everybody here is aware of the fact that the lights, there's 3 of them above the person walking. It's yellow, yellow, yellow. Right. It's facing the cars. So when you're crossing the road to the east side where the pond is, and when you're crossing back to the side where Hannaford's is, you can't see the blinking lights because they're not facing you, like you would see on 146 with the hands.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't see it. So I've walked it many a times. I've been up here through COVID with my mom. She's 85, so I've stayed up here with her. And that's when I first saw that the crosswalk, I mean, you redid the crosswalk, I think, back around that time too.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
And that was nice. It's just that it didn't really make it safer because you can't, the cars are coming too fast. There's no policing around there as far as that goes, as far as the speed goes. And they're not able to see people on the crosswalk until they're right there.
Are the trees in the middle median the issue?
Yeah, that's
or because I don't think the trees on the right. Well, if you're heading toward Wall Street, it would be on your right hand side.
There's only one. I mean, I walked there today before I came here.
So is there a tree in the median in the middle?
There's a tree right by where the crosswalk on the right hand side. You have a nice yellow crosswalk, but the tree is right next to it. Now it's shaded part of it when I looked at it today. Okay. As far as the other trees, I'm talking about the ones that are in the middle median.
Yeah.
It looks very pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, Clifton Park has done a great job. I'm from Dutchess County, so I've been up here on and off for the last 4 years. It's very pretty, but that curvy move in that area is something needs to be done to make it safer for people who want to cross over to the other side. The light, the blinking itself is very short. I cross it often because I like to walk over to the mall. And I take my mother with me because I won't let her walk by herself because people are going too fast. They actually see the yellow blinking light and they'll see us right there and they go right through it. They actually go over the crosswalk. All the lights blinking and we're right there. I reported it to here and I reported it to the town troopers. Okay, they put a speed checker there a couple of months ago because I asked for it. I asked for it in 2021, and they said, "Well, it's too close to Christmas. It's the end of the year. We can't do it now. We'll do it in the spring." I don't know if it ever came about. This time they put it right by the Blaze Pizza. And I actually didn't know it was there. And then there I am walking one. I was like, wow, they put up the speed checker. I sat there at the Blaze Pizza and I sat there and I watched cars come from 146, go down Clifton Country. As soon as they saw the speed checker that said 40, 45, they started hitting their brakes. But they won't do that. They're doing it because the speed checker's there. But they see 30 miles an hour. Too late. You're already in
Well,
the
it should
turn.
probably be down by the closer to the entrance to the mall on the Hannaford side of the road. Hey, John, is there a way to? I've never thought of this before. Is there a way to change the length of time that the beacons are blinking? Is that possible? Is there an option?
But the blinking was set on the New York State DOT standards based on the length and the 85th percentile of the speeds traveled on the roadway. So, without additional traffic engineering, I mean, not make any changes, only because it was traffic engineering that set that in place.
Is there some kind of module or something that can be attached to the light that would face, so the beacon is here and it is, as being stated, it's obviously pointed toward the oncoming traffic to alert them that somebody's trying to cross. Is there some kind of an attachment you can put on the side that when the light's blinking, when the beacons are blinking, that this attachment would be, and maybe it's just a red light or something that would be on when the lights are blinking and it would go off when they stop? Does
I'm
that make
not
sense?
aware of that, but it may be an audible detection device that might be an attachment to let people know that it's going.
Would that be a better option? Yeah. Can you look into that? Yeah, yeah. Maybe that would be, maybe that would help the situation. And what John's talking about is when we did all of these crosswalks and put in the flashing beacon signs, and we've done them in various areas of the town. We just added one on Mo and Par del Rio. That's the latest one. It's all studied by engineers per the standards set by New York State DOT. So to change that would require, you know, a full study of the area again. So we have to make sure that the placement of the crosswalk and how it's built, both for ADA and timing and placement where traffic is flowing, that it's done per standards, per the engineering review. So that would be one thing we'd have to get deeper into.
The other thing that, you know, I thought of too, when I first saw how it was done, where you could cross over 2 lanes of traffic, then there's that place where you could stop, okay, and then cross over another 2 lanes. But you don't have, if there was something there to press, because what happens is you walk across 2 lanes of traffic. Now you're sitting in an area about this wide, and you've got to walk over that and continue walking. And sometimes the light just stops blinking.
Yeah.
Because you're crossing, you know, people kind of stop.
Right.
And they're not sure, should I go? And by then they can't see the lights, and traffic is just coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what you're saying about studies and everything.
Well, that's why I was wondering if we could make
And
it
should
longer.
it should be a green light, not a red light, because people don't, if they see a red light, they're not gonna cross.
Well, it could be just, yeah, it could be a green light, it could be red light, but anything that would show you as you're looking at
That
it
you have the going.
from the side,
Yes.
that is it blinking or not?
Correct.
You know, so it would just be an indicator light.
Yeah.
Dan, can you look at the trees in the median? If there's a tree that's creating an issue, hate to take the tree out, but perhaps we can take it out, replant it somewhere else, and put in some lower bushes or something, you know, replace it with if it's getting in the way of being able to see in that area.
Most definitely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. And just the last thing, everything I just said and everything you're just talking about now, it's just, when you really look at it, it's so difficult for any cars coming through that zigzag. It's not, you know, it's not like it's their fault that they can't, you're just zigzagging. It's not like the walkway is straight ahead of you, like it is at the stoplight at the Trustco Bank there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
or even when you go and cross 146 and you want to cross over Park Avenue and go Maxwell Drive, you have a straight shot. You see people when they're crossing.
Right.
They come out of nowhere because you do have all the trees in the middle, and now they're losing their leaves, so it's not as bad. But it's very pretty, but you can't see the crosswalk.
Yeah.
And they need to have the lights. I timed it. It took me about 20, when I walked across, the light turned off by 21 seconds. And that's going over 4 lanes of 4 lanes.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like it's long enough.
It's not
That's
long
why-
enough. The ones over 146 are at least 30 seconds.
Yeah, maybe there's a way to adjust those. We've never done that I know of, but maybe there's a way to adjust it. I think it's worth looking into.
Yeah, I can look into it.
People at the Bentley would appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you can look at the indicator light that would face toward the person walking, and also if there's a way to adjust the timing on how long those beacons are flashing, I think. And then Dan, if you could look at the tree and the median. I can't remember how many we have there. There's probably 3 in that area. So there might be one, might be more that's creating a visual problem.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
I appreciate it
absolutely.
very much.
Thank you. So just let me know, John, if any of that is a possibility. If it isn't, if there's a way to install something in that area after you cross the 2 lanes and there's kind of that safe area, if there's a way to install an extra piece of equipment there. That's another option. I know it has to meet all the standards and it has to fit the engineer's review and everything else, but I would think adding an extra piece of equipment would be okay as opposed to taking something out, at least I would hope. So I think that's another option we should look at. Thank you, appreciate it. Anyone else tonight? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, go ahead.
Councilman Rowley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reed?
Yes.
Councilman Lanier?
Yes.
Councilman Ballwood?
Yes.
Supervisor Barron?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.